Hey everyone. Without sounding like a preacher of God, let me remind us all that we came from God's source. That's not a small thing. That's everything. So, in our 3D reality, which we are making our way out of into a lighter awareness state of being, if anyone has any discrepancies and they feel like they're at some dramatic crossroads, okay, there is an element of drama to do with the 3D patterning. There just is. There is the emotional, mental manipulation interplay as though it is everything that I am and this is life. It's drama. That's drama in a nutshell. Because go for 5D, right? 4 is like a lighter feeling. It's like getting yourself into a bit more of a blissful felt state of being, like feeling so joyful you can cry, or excitement rushing over you all of a sudden of joy. Getting an inspirational idea. For what has happened is through the dimensions, you're feeling inspiration of a higher nature. We've been living in 3D, where there is a soup of manipulation of how we use mind and emotions to get more physicality, which has produced a whole toxic overload of crap between each other in the field. So that's not what we are. We are not the toxic overload. So my reminder is, and I am not of any particular religion, faith. I am always of this: aligned to God. When you're having difficulties, go with the next best step of taking care of how you feel. Bring consciousness to how you're feeling, and we always want to feel better. We always want to take it to a higher dimension in our feeling state. Give it to God. Give your worries to God. And literally, you can picture, if you want, white light. So you're not giving it to a he or a she wearing any particular thing. Give it to God, that which is dissolvable of cares, because they are way too heavy for the truth of God. So give it to the dissolvable white light, that which is God, full of fucking power. Our cares are a shit show to God. It's like everyone aligned with God on all the different levels and interactions to do with our spiritual support, all the way down here in 3D. It's like, when will they see? So what that looks like, and when I say look, I mean, how do you feel right now? What does that look like for you? Does it look like you feel, I don't know this and that and this and that, right? So you're like made of God. So if you don't want to feel that way, start to move with a little bit more light speed and say, but you have to kind of accept it in your being as well. So you have to accept it in like, there is a higher resonance for me. I want it. So God is different for everybody, but it truly is, give it to the white light and feel better in your body, which means, how would you do that? Choose the next best thing to feel better. So I'm feeling slumped, say. All right? Think to yourself, what would I like to do if I actually got up and did it? Because I don't feel like doing it right now, but what would I like to do? What's a good feeling I can remember I would like to do? Well, I do like that fresh air when I go for a walk, you know, like that fresh feeling, because it just stimulates that I leave behind energy, my mind clears. Okay, go for a little walk, you know, that's the next best thing. Another example, you're in a conversation or it's argumentative in some way, a situation, and you don't want to be in it. Okay, well, you don't have to be. That's the next best thought. I don't have to be in this. I can leave it alone and either excuse myself nicely, but I disagree with you, and leave the situation. Okay, these actions are not engaging with what doesn't feel good. Now, I don't mean we walk around in some perfect world where we don't touch anything that might confront feeling. No, you want to get in there and you want to live life. You didn't come down here into this dimension not to live. So if you feel uncomfortable, give some of that discomfort to God, and then you're in alignment and you receive guidance to become more of yourself. So essentially what I'm saying is, when you clear away the cares that you hold on to and the worries that you hold on to, because it's all a part of this toxic soup we've been living in of manipulation, like people playing games with each other with the mind and emotions, all for the focus on physicality. Oh, physicality, if we have more physical stuff, you know, I don't know what we're thinking there. If we have more physical stuff, we're so much better. Anyway, it has produced all sorts of power play manipulations and toxic fucking stupid hidden works, right? And essentially, people doing it and believing in it are literally hypnotized, but very discontent because they want to go to Mars now. Because if you were content with what you were doing with your life, you wouldn't be planning to leave the planet. You're not waiting for the planet to change to be the perfect kind of shopping mall because you think money has everything for you. It's what you do with what you have, not the fact that you've accumulated it and now you'd like to go to fucking Mars because you're displeased with the human space. Well, you're a part of it. You've got an influence. You can help. This is what, you know, they don't think about. It's like little boys in men's bodies, some of them, that don't have enough, I don't know, live in the past, don't move forward in, doesn't it feel good to help? And essentially when it comes down to it, our chakra design balance for feeling like we belong and we're content on planet Earth is, are you using all of your God source? Or do you think you're clever not using it and you've got zeros behind your title? Using your God source to assist in your temporary life experience. Thank you, planet Earth, for letting me come for maybe 100 years or so. I'll give you, you know, as much of me as I can. But idiots on this planet in the toxic hidden manipulation is like, I'm dissatisfied, and as God with the money, I would like everyone to wake up a bit more happy about going to Mars. And my ex-spaceships are gonna take us all. Who's coming for the ride? It's like slap slap. Could you actually use your brains without being fearful of other humans and help? Because you could help. I mean, you got some zeros behind your name. You could bring some balance. But see, this has got to do with like not a lot of light between us. So people don't even think I could help. Yeah, so give it to God. We come from God. So just like God is like the highest feeling being you could be while on earth. So no, not the frequencies. When I say that, I feel the resonance on this planet saying, oh yeah, that's, you know, ecstasy or avoiding reality or something like this. No, it's in action with life, with each other. What do you bring? Because what you bring is the shift and change we need, cycling through you proving it to yourself that you can do this God source in action. And one person doing that is better than millions not. One person in our toxic field. So imagine if you're doing that in your environments wherever you go and touching different lives, it helps. So, you know, don't dramatize that you might have to change your 3D reality when you're God source. Dump the shit cares and just keep getting back out there with your fucking heart and anything else of yourself you know you can give, but you know you think like a brick that you're not going to do it. That there's got to be another way. I shouldn't have to share myself. Now, there's one other thing that comes to mind too in this flow before I began, is that in the dramatization energy, so the mental, emotional manipulation power plays, like the education a lot of the youth are in, even the youthful adults are in, is this manipulation power play, phones in front of our faces, who looks the best, you know, etc. So we're in that energy, which is being introduced to like, there's more to you. There's more. And as you evolve, not only is there more to you from what you've known, your whole field is going to change in this way. You're like in the heart of the evolution of not only yourselves growing up, getting this more light soul awareness, but also everything around you is changing in that way. Now, what we've come from in that toxicity is also lots of passed down talk. So it's not just the obvious toxicity that we see in front of our faces, like people doing dumb shit, people hiding out doing dumb toxic shit that comes out and everyone's aware of it, you know, or Mother Earth having to like go through some densification changes for balance, to do with us inhabitants, could be on the other side of the planet affecting the other side, etc. The toxicity in the talk and the beliefs, right? This is like a part of the change of what we're seeing in the bigger reality. So I just wanted to say that whether you like it or not, it's good to look in the eyes beliefs you've been built on so far, because they could be the trappings keeping the toxic manipulation going on. So like when people say you can't do something that way, and that's across the board in all areas of life, isn't it? It's in relationships where someone wants to make a choice, but no, we do it this way. Or how could you do that? Or no, we have imaginary borders between us and them. You can't be seen to be doing that. All right, so this is like crapola toxicity built into division, but it's all mind that doesn't serve. So just be careful what you believe, and if they are the walls that have to crumble, that's good, because we need to be able to breathe, like remembering where we come from. Okay, we don't come from this toxicity soup shit. If it feels toxic, if it doesn't feel right, let it fall. Don't give it attention. Choose better for yourself. Don't matter who it is, if you've known them 40 years or 2 years, 2 minutes, 2 hours, whatever. Okay? We can always politely stand up for our healthy field. Yeah, I can see what's going on here. I don't want to be a part of this, because I like to take care of how I feel. So no, thank you for those beliefs. Oh yeah, and you're sitting and listening to someone for a while and you agree with something, but you can see they're a bit off on something else. Well, not everyone is going to be in like an alignment with truth that I will only act, believe, participate, give my focus and attention to something that I've really sat with my energy frequency, my soul, that I will allow in, as though it can circulate in my awareness. You got to trust in like discernment, instincts, and not just, oh, that looks good. They seem to have it going on. Once you get through the surface of that, you need to go a little deeper. You need to feel a connection from your own resonance to what is fully being displayed. Because we are so easily taken by what we see. Hello, Trump. Administering shit. That's on every level though. It's right down to whoever wants to play along toxic games. They think it's like, put on a nice show, but what are we doing in the background? Okay, well, we're energy, so we can take a moment beyond the surface to listen to ourselves, and our guidance and alignment works with that. And this is the beauty of life, where you embrace that you're God-like, that it's powerful, that it's there to assist you, and you will start to play more of your instrument, your frequency of soul with heavenly sources, because you're choosing yourself. You're choosing alignment. You're choosing not to get entangled in dramatic worries of crap. that won't matter next week, next year, or really didn't matter 5 minutes ago, but you just decided because you're in the same vicinity of it that this is what life is. It's a drama. No, don't get entangled in crap. Life gets better of higher vibrational clarity for your soul to live. So I just want to add, because I find this amusing, that I've known of mine alignment, commitment, and became more discerning, especially in my early 30s, with the commitment that I'm not satisfied with the world's energy. That there's got to be more than this. So where does it come from? Well, that was a search within me. And so you make these connections, and that's your authenticity. That's your commitment. That's all there fucking is. Because if you don't have that, you're just fucking around in the shit. Like if you're unhappy. But we don't all put consciousness to the fact that, yeah, I do have a good inner world connection, because I don't just get swayed in any kind of crap and try to find my position in it. I'm actually listening, discerning what my soul needs of me. So I can honestly say that my choices have been more and more of a higher clarity, because I'm not manipulated by the outside world. I don't feel like I ever really was, but you know, through teenagehood, you're becoming, through young adulthood, you're wondering, you know, and you pay attention to, why am I doing this? And is it really all I want? But see, people don't often ask themselves that question either. They just keep going as though, well, the world says it's money. The world says if I look a certain way. The world says if I look to be having this. So they don't really question anything else. And you get stuck in this, why is this happening in our world? Well, this is like the whole field shifting. And remember, you're a light being, and yeah, there is no physical God somewhere that has a big factory that, you know, humans somehow go online and buy a product. It's literal. You are like one with the light, and this is how you use it. Do you discern, or do you just get involved in, like, think of an instrument, right? Does an instrument want to be nicely tuned and play its range? You know? Or does it want to be gunky, full of crap, never cleaned out, hang out in whatever, put it in dirty environments, and then go to pick it up and hope for the fucking best? A trumpet would sound disgusting. Well, you know, speaking of trumpets, now I don't want to harp on for ages about these kind of things, but I like to get to the clarity of the meaning. That we have choices to make, and this is how you find out whether and how much you're in alignment with your higher self. And at any time, you can learn to ask yourself that. Depends how far you want to go with it. But once you start to have a little inclination of, you do have a connection with something bigger. God isn't in some factory and you place an order for a child. We never arrived that way. You're a part of something bigger that you can't go, oh God, can you give me a cuddle? Oh God, can you give me something physical? Right? God isn't physical is my point. But created this dimension for us to come here for soul expansion. And it wasn't going to be some just freaking lazy day at the beach. Yeah, you're going to have to get up and go through all sorts of challenges and everything, but make sure you go and connect with yourself in this loving, aligned manner, because you are not toxic experiences. You are one with me. So right there is the medicine. Keep connecting with the loving space that you are and discern not to let in the crap. You don't have to. There is no contract with God that says keep putting up with crap. You might get challenges that feel tough, but keep going to your challenge to like learn and become more of yourself. But do not like think to yourself, I've got to work hard to become. A challenge is going to perhaps get you to do things you haven't done, get you to do something you don't want to do initially, because it's not going to purposely want to hurt you or something. It's going to ask more of you. So a difference would be going to work and putting up with a pathetic boss. Like just, someone that's inconsiderate, doesn't care for, say, like basic staff facilities or something, just wants you to pump out some work for them, that's ridiculous and change needs to come. So I would leave that company. Or you go to work and your boss is saying, you haven't done this before and I'd really like a hand in that, and the multitasking training you do will be of assistance to the company. Now you may not want to do that, but it's a little challenge, and perhaps it's part of your soul that's going to lead to something else you didn't know. So you take on that kind of challenge. You don't put up with something to have money at the end of the week. Like you don't put up with like something distraught. Sometimes you have to do things to make ends meet, right? Do particular jobs or whatever you don't like. But you can see the difference. It's like, don't become a part of a crap environment, situation, or particular people, like selling yourself short for like your energy field to feel like shit, unhappy, but you get money for it. Okay, because you need to be putting your feelings first, because if you're not connected with feeling better for yourself, then it's the feeling better that's going to guide you more on your soul's path, because your soul is not lower vibrational. So if the human puts up with lower vibrational activity, they're going to keep getting unhappy. All right. I think a lot of us know this, but it truly is like, we know a lot of it, but we don't realize the power of it, because life always seems to take settling for the lower resonance, settling for certain things, instead of, I don't have to keep putting up with this. I need to feel better, because life is about furthering my experience, my soul's expansion. That's why there is a creation for us to come here. For just making existence more expansive. It's just like a good fertilizer for a great garden. Make a great garden, like of a universe. Become more of yourself. Make a beautiful universe. Like Earth would be like, obviously we grow things here. We grow, and nature. So keep growing, which is like giving of yourself, becoming more, feeling a bit of fear, stepping into the challenges. And don't fear them like you're walking off a cliff. a lot of your fears will be like made up more in the thinking that you might do it wrong. So you won't even get started. And yet something will keep trying to push your growth. Go with the flow of the growth. Go with the flow of what's coming through you. Listening, you are heaven. Get rid of the silly cares. Get forward, get moving, get high vibrational. You came here to do it. That's the way of life that we show everybody. All right, beautiful bouquets of life. Finish that on the 30th minute. Thanks for joining me again. Bye for now.